and I'm not doing the intro today because I have a heck of a headache. Also, I'm using my light therapy lamp, so you will not be... Give me a second here. I gotta turn down my headset. There we go. So I will not be actually on camera here. Actually, I'll probably just... Let me turn that off for Jens. I will not be on camera for at least a little while. So, coffee in hand. Hopefully everybody's having a good Friday. Today, here where I'm at, it is raining off and on for the day, apparently. So, let me make sure everything... Oh, turn my game capture back on. There we go. Yay. Turn my text to chat on because I know that if anybody's going to want to say anything or, chat is probably going to be through Twitch. So, I did minimal grinding from last week to this week. And somebody did point out that apparently people watch it, the streamers grind on these kinds of games. So I don't know, maybe I should be doing it on camera. I don't know. That being said, I will debate on that later. For those of you who usually tune in to watch, I have decided that the art streams are not going to be every Tuesday, as I previously mentioned. I'm basically pulling back on them, just because it's... yeah, anyhow. So that's going to be what I'm doing for that. In regards to Final Fantasy today, I'll grab my controller. Today, as you remember last time, if you remember last time, we had defeated the Dark Elf King and brought his, bullcrap to an end. And then we woke up the rightful heir to the Elven Throne, who gave me the Mystic Key to go and start unlocking a bunch of items. I played my other account, so I can keep ahead of this one and figure out what I'm doing. So now the next step, if I'm not mistaken, because I'm pretty sure I have gunpowder in my inventory. I need to turn this volume back up. I had it down because I was, while I was grinding, I was listening to my news videos. Anyway, I believe in my key items... Is it in my inventory? Maybe I haven't gone and gotten it yet. No, I haven't. I have... we've got to go back to Cornelia and open those there. And once we do, we'll find a special item called... I think it's a special item. If not, it's just a regular item called gunpowder, I believe. And that's what we'll use to move forward. Because explosions. Woo. Anyhow. Yeah. I'm not sure how entertaining this is going to be. I've come to the realization that in spite of the fact that they're just sodas, I shouldn't be having my neutral drink before bed, because it seems that's when I wake up, even though it's just one. I'm guessing because it's so close to when I go to sleep and my meds and everything else, it kicks me in the backside. So, Castle Cornelia, and I think it's this way. Okay, I can open these now. So, iron armor contained tent, iron armor, and nitro powder. That's the item I was thinking of. Now we can go and pay a certain little group a visit and get into the outside world. Potion, saber, and mithril knife. So, thought I got, no, maybe not. Oh, well, there was. It just lowers his defense, so I personally don't understand that one myself, but I guess this was from, my thinking is from when I still had the thief, because apparently nothing is an upgrade out of that stuff, which is fine. So now we, of course, anyhow, for those of you who may be wondering, well, how would you figure all this stuff out? You know, playing a blind playthrough. The way it's set up, it's basically back in the day where you just basically wander around until you figure it out, for the most part. There is a lot of talk about how, well, in this place this is this, in that place that's that, and so, essentially if you're determined enough, I'm not sure what the word is, but if you're whatever enough, you will wind up just pushing the game, or pushing yourself rather, to get to the next area. So, move my headset a little bit so that way I can hear if anything goes on upstairs. Anyway, I hope everybody's week has been good, because there are some of you that you're only here for the game streams, which, hey, I don't blame you. Watching somebody try to struggle through figuring out what they're drawing, and that is not whatever, and that's why, part of the reason why I said that the art streams are kind of gonna whatever. So we are in Mount Dugar, I believe it's called. With a crystal eye even the blind can see. I hear that Dark Elf Astos nicked the one belonging to Mitoya. 575 and 450 in Gil. Lolly ho. With the crystal eye, it talks about how he stole the one from Mitoya. This is Smythe. If only I had me some. If only I could have me some of the legendary adamant knight, I'd be able to craft such a magical sword. The earth started to rot. It began in the west, and new decay. It knew the decay spreads because of the way the internet talks. I had to think about that. Hey, Gavin Widowed Smythe. In a smithy he is. That soon that's an adder keeps smashing rocks in the back of the cave. Mind that when it comes to defense, a good armlet can be every bit as vital as body armor. You should try one out sometime. Oot. That's Narek. I'm looking for some Levystone. It's supposed to be an amazing material. It makes things float in the air. And that's another lolly hole. And so if we venture into the back here, we will find Narek. Worm Killer, basically it specializes in dragon damage. Ether. Potion, that's Narek down below us here. Mithril Mail, 575. Cottage. Tent. And a Great Helm. And I do know that the Worm Killer and Great Helm are upgrades. And so is the Mithril. Well, guess not by much, is it? Because you don't want to worry about evade. I mean, in most online games, you want evade with your thing, but this is back in the day, so I don't think so. Nitro powder. The explosive force in this powder will have me canal up open in no time flat. I owe you, Barnes. Barons? I don't know. However they say that one. There we go. Now we can blast this walk to smithereens. What are you standing around for? That powder's set to blow. Unless you plan on going with it, you'd best get out while you still can. Now my only thing is considering how open everything was. I don't know why I'm looking into the camera. My camera's off. That's how bad my headache is. Still. And I did take sinus meds for it, so it should clear up hopefully. With as open as everything was in that area, why would there not have been some kind of basically barrier or something that he would walk through? Because shouldn't that entire area be flooded now? But I don't know. I can't wait to see what lies out there beyond the canal. Can you now? Alright, and I think that's everything here. So now, run, and now we can continue our adventure. So, it's one of those situations, trying to think, which I shouldn't do when I've got a headache. But, in the earlier games, not so much the more recent games, and if I overwrite that file, I'm going to be livid. They used to have lots of this kind of equipment where it was, whatever you'd like to call it here. It specialized against an enemy. Yeah, if you got the coral sword, it dealt lightning damage. It was good against aquatics. And the flame saber, ice saber, like, it used to be a huge, I don't know, what would the word be? Selling point? No. I can't remember what you call it, but that used to be basically the whole point of the weapon, was especially because in areas where you maybe had limited magic users or even limited magic, your physical DPS could finally start dealing some really good damage. So that was the entire point of those at the time. Now, I don't remember, like, I'm trying to think up to Final Fantasy 12 and 13. 13, I made it pretty far in the game, but I never played around with the weapons as much as I did in, like, Final Fantasy 10. In Final Fantasy 12, I don't think they had weapons like that, but I can't remember. I don't know why I'm getting ready to use a tent. So now we are in the city of Melman. I'm gonna rest. It's 100 gil a night. I'm gonna rest, save it, and then I'll come in and talk to people because just a habit of doing this because of power outages and everything else. So now save. Okay. Alright. Restore the crystals to Grace. I don't know who Grace is unless she can't restore them herself, but that's a gravestone, and that's all they say now, because the only one that was the, whatever you call it, was the one in Alfheim where it said "Here lies Link." The vampire attacked, destroying our church and leaving our city in shambles. Is there nothing we can do to stop the ruination of the earth? Restore the crystals to Grace. Weapon shop, which I don't think there's anything I can really buy here that's... Oh. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is going to be better just because of the area. One thing I never do is, even if it is weaker, oh, it's not even better by that much, is never get rid of the elemental ones or the special ones, even if it's something simple like adds charm. If the earth crystal regains its glow, life will return to the earth. The hills and valleys will be green again. Be green. Anything for your liking. And here we finally see Kirga, Life, Diaga, and Hilara. This one's always a rough one to pick between because it's, you know, do you want to save on Phoenix Downs? Well, unfortunately, if I'm not mistaken, Life does not restore more HP than a Phoenix Down. They both bring about to 1. So I usually skip Life and I get Kiraga, Diaga, and Hilara. So I think maybe I took Life during my other playthrough while I'm trying to, you know, essentially finish that game, so that way I know what I'm doing in this one. But if I'm not mistaken, Life is not any better than Phoenix Downs. It just saves you money in the long run. But for now, Kiraga. And then in here we have the level 5 Black Magic. Fireга, Scourge, which instantly kills enemies. A must, because like I said, in this one, stats hit quite often. Transport to the party to the previous floor with teleport and slow rock. This one is one of those ones where it's, you know, which do you take? Because I did fire, death, and slow. Fire, death, and teleport. Basically the first two you want, but these bottom two, it's a decision on what you need to do, because depending on where you're at and what's going on, you want to get got. Or, you know, not get got, you want to get gone. Get got, it's what you do to the monsters. Now, what time is it? 20 after, okay. Stop by my father's shop, okay? Well, doesn't give me a whole much of whatever. I'm just a farmer. In the cave on the southern tip of this continent lives a man named Sada. He is a wise man who knows much. Watts is my name. I've come all the way from Dugar to find out the spring hide of the earth's decay. I've heard that the ancients possessed something with the power to make ships float in the sky. I don't know, maybe Levystone? Maybe? Maybe. Anyway, sorry. That's from something completely different I've been watching. Long ago, a prosperous civilization thrived in the Northland. It's now fallen into ruin. Gee, imagine that. Okay, so... there is nothing I, the great genius Dr. Une, do not know. What? You've never heard of me? Inconceivable. The giant living in the cave eats rocks. He'll eat just about any kind of rock, but I hear he especially likes gems. You can't get enough of them. Armor shop. I don't have money for anything, but well, it looks like I need... Well, they definitely need those two, the mages. And other than that, so I just need the knight's armor and the 2 silver armlets. So basically we're going to grind as we explore. The Cavern of Earth is to the south of Meldmon on a peninsula called the Devil's Tail. It used to be closer it used to be the closer you got to the cave, the more fertile the soil. Now, it's a barren waste. The earth is decaying, and it's all doing of the vampire that lives in the Cavern of Earth. Our town is in such rotten shape because he's blocking the flow of the power of Earth. Will you stop him for us? Well, gee, like I have a choice. I mean, technically speaking. Okay. I'm trying to think if there's anything... No, there's not anything really worth exploring up that way to get some grinding in. But... So for everybody who's further along in their Friday than I am, hopefully it's been a good day thus far. Mine is definitely going to be up in the air. Just because I slept in, which didn't even sleep in by that much. But I slept in. And so I'll be doing this. I gotta try to make sure to get some things done before I head into work, because I work an 8-hour shift today in spite of the fact that my body is currently screaming at me. So, although on the plus side, I did have my 1-year review for my department at work. It was good, about as good as can be expected. They want me to... My boss obviously did not read my personnel file before she did my review, because she looked at me and said, Rogue's training for the next year is to get a cashier's number and learn to be a cashier. When I first started there as a temporary, I was trained as a cashier. Just my number expired because they didn't have me cashiering very often because I was in other departments. You shall not pass. He needs a special gemstone to eat, and then he'll bugger off. I hope that's not over my thing. Shouldn't have captured it, so I'm hoping. Oh, excuse me. And yes, I'm being lazy by allowing it to auto battle. So, Ryu and Haku leveled up, so they are now in much stronger shape. So, since we did that and that, technically speaking, that means our... Ooh, this is why I probably should turn off the auto battle between battles, because Haku could literally have ended this fight in one round. But because I'm a dumb butt, it's going to take 2 rounds. I'm going to have to take a break here to get myself... I think the first one, actually, considering the level, should be strong enough to kill them all. Because even though the level of the spell doesn't go up, the stat increases should determine the amount of damage is done, like always. So this should be enough to kill them all. And anyway, as I was saying, the next logical step is to find this cavern of earth, to go in, and lots of them, for some reason, it just might be my imagination, but for some reason in this game, so far I've encountered more undead coming down here than I did in my other playthrough. But, what was I going on about earlier? Oh, I've got some bills to pay, I've got some other things I need to do, and I got such a quote-unquote late start to my day that, you know, whatever. Oh, and anyway, if she would have read it, she'd known I do know how to cache. I just haven't done it in a while, so... But, you know, that's management when you work for a, you know, multinational conglomerate called Buy More. So, alright, so if I go down there, there's a couple of treasure chests, and there's one round and up to the side. Whoops. Thank you. Anyway. Yeah, that's fine. I have ethers, I'm pretty sure. Better check. Might as well, because I gotta do the poison now. Oh, I only have one. Oops. So something tells me I might have to grind a bit and then leave. And then come back. Because it's not so much that this area is, like, super difficult or whatever. It's just... it's a lot of fighting, in all honesty. So... so yeah, that was fun. And I should check my pace up, because I should be less than 200 hours away from my next raise. But I can't recall right off the top of my head, so... Monsters! Ooh! Earth Elemental. Thankfully not one of the more difficult ones. That's what I'm looking for. Whoop. Missed. I thought it was weak against ice magic for some reason. So. Anyway, so. Either that or just grinded. Grinded? I had leveled much more on my gil. Chest contains 1,975 gil. Either that or I just like completely over leveled by the time I got here, which, you know, that's a possibility too. Minotaur. Let's do Isra, if they live that long. Which, okay, one did. So, my dear people, unfortunately, I still don't have an intermission thing done, but I am going to need to temporarily step away, probably in about, I don't know, half an hour or so, so that way I can go take my first dose of over-the-counter painkillers to try to keep my inflammation down and get the rest of my various aches and pains under control, and to try to make myself look somewhat presentable so that way I can turn my webcam on. Although, I don't know, maybe you guys enjoy not seeing my ugly mug. Which, if that's the case, I just have to, just have to tell me. I'm not personally that big on one way or the other. I do this stuff for, yes, my enjoyment, but primarily for other people who may be, I don't know. It's a situation where I can understand it because it's similar to the whole thing with people in their, well, you're not even playing the sports. Why are you watching them? Well, there's a certain thing that you get a very nice dopamine kind of drip when you're watching people do something that you yourself enjoy. So, I don't even think I have anything that this one can do. Well, except maybe drive them away, but that doesn't net me any money or experience. So, freeze them! Freeze them! Anyway, so, I unfortunately, as I said, will have to give it a pause, which means I guess I could probably put up the opening again, or not again, but I could put up the opening, I guess, so that way it's not just, whatever, but I really need to get off my backside and do that, but kind of hard when you're working and then you come home and you don't feel well, but it's fine. I wonder if fear works on this one. I'm not too worried, because it's just one, I'm not worried about the EXP loss on it, so. Yeah. Of course, I remember what I could be doing different is because I'm not using the stat boosting stuff from my Black Mage. That could be why this fight is taking so much longer. Because I just remembered that I was using haste and whatever else from my Black Mage. Temper. Well, almost 2 full rounds isn't that bad. Just for an antidote too, that's a tick off. Okay, now let's see if I can do this properly. I don't know if anybody else out there watching played Final Fantasy a lot, like, over the years or anything, but there was one monster, and I wish I could remember which one it was, that if you inflicted it with, actually there's a couple of them if I'm not mistaken, that if you inflicted it with specific status ailments, you would kill it. And one of them that I remember was if you managed to blind it, it would just croak. 795 gil. And then I think there was one that if you silenced it, it just died. Either that or it was, I had Status inflicted it and didn't realize it, and so it died. Which, you know. Doesn't do too bad for a black mage. Well, nowhere. Okay, that's what I'm doing wrong. I swear I'm not that bad of a. Well, I would say I'm not that bad of a driver, but I don't drive, so maybe I am. Anyway. Eliminate the 2 Black Widows and then 1 Thundara, and should be all she wrote. Well, yeehaw. Okay. Anaconda, don't. Never mind. I mean, my stream is not. Unless something changed, my stream is listed that, you know, in order to watch, you need to be an adult. But that being said, I need to behave myself a little bit more than I usually do. A quartet of anacondae, and they did not last very long. And these 2 are 2 monster battles again. And paste. And actually, she should, well, Haku should be casting Protect on Vivi, so that way they can withstand the potion, the physical attacks from those monsters, and a chest containing 880 gil. So. Alrighty. So now I need to go outside in the, you know, the dungeon for sure and recover some magic. Let's see what happens with this. Nope, don't worry. Okay, so fear doesn't have a very high success rate. Would you... Okay. Fully restores. Thankfully, I have 4 of them. In my other game, when I was playing it last time, I had done so much wandering around and grinding, I had over 200,000 gil on hand, and so I stocked up pretty good on crap, and so hopefully, I have no idea when, but hopefully I will be able to do that for this stream, and just stock up on crap at some point, and we'll be able to have a happy time just going through and face rolling? Yeah, face rolling everything. So. But another thing that I do know for sure, based on the other game, is in spite of levels, you know how high of a level You get your characters to. This one does not increase the number of casts you get. I believe it's the next one, Final Fantasy II, does. Because it caps out at 9, is what I'm saying, essentially. So that kind of puts it that the mages, after a certain point, the only point of leveling them is to get your stronger spells up to 9 casts each, instead of the standard, 1 or 2. And there are some, based on what I was reading, because I did use a guide to help me figure out where I was going next, because it's been that long. There are some that are really good, really powerful, that they've since, I'm guessing, renamed in later games. And so you would want them to have, especially for the final battle against the last boss, you would want to have 9 casts of that spell. Okay, where am I going? Besides insane. I think this one only has the one. Nope, there's a door there. And a door over there. So if I go down. Okay. Wrong button. Move, you stupid bat. Cobras. Thankfully, these are not very well animated, because I don't like snakes. My biggest... So, technically speaking, I don't mind snakes. I don't mind spiders either, but I do suffer from arachnophobia. Primarily because I can't stand to look at scorpions. At least real scorpions. The ones in the games, they don't bother me. I'm guessing it's because I know they're not real. But large spiders bother the crap out of me. So for those of you who maybe played World of Warcraft way back in the day, because I don't know if they got rid of all of the quests in the Outlands, or if they've modified them, or what they've done, but there used to be a quest in the Outlands where you had to kill a huge spider. I literally could not look at even though it was low graphics and everything else, I could not look at my game screen to do that quest. Because for some reason, at that time, in my early 20s, mid-20s, that thing just bothered the crap out of me. Coral Sword, this is the one I was talking about earlier, that if you check it out, it says effective against aquatic enemies, because it is elementally aligned to lightning. Tent. And I think after I kill these monsters, there's more monsters. But anyway, so the reason why I brought up them being capped at 9 casts per level is because I think that's why they made it that the ethers were purchasable. Because the later you get into your game, where you're fighting stronger monsters, deeper dungeons, all that good stuff, the more heavily you're going, your mages have to rely on their magic. So that would be my conjecture as to why you can buy them, or, in the start of the game, versus some of the other games where you have to pretty much get to the tail end of it before you can even start to buy them. So. What time is it here? While that is doing that, I'm going to see if I can log into my bank on my phone. What? Oh. I was going to say, what? Just because I got to... Bleh. Someday I'll have my bills taken care of. Okay. And rent is sent. Wait, I'm going the wrong way. Yes. Preemptive strike. Thank you. Excuse me. So if everything goes to plan, I should be able to pay off, well, not pay off, but pay that stuff and get it done with. Whoop. Oh, damn my thumb. I really need to see if there's a way to turn off the sensitivity of this one. I'm guessing it's a mouse button on this controller. Because that's what keeps happening, is because of the way... I'm going to conjecture it's because of my carpal and everything else, and that my thumb just tends to slide when I'm not actually... Either it's the way the control shape slides over to that mouse button on the Steam controller. So, fight. Preemptive strike. Okay, this should be over quickly then. Oh, something else. I was just thinking this. I was like, I need to get to the save point in the dungeon, but if I'm not mistaken, and I probably am, these early, like this game doesn't have save points in the dungeon yet. I don't think that was a thing until... Ooh, leather shield. Yeah, that's a lot of guild between those two. Don't think the save points were a thing until Final Fantasy 3. I think. I don't know. Because I never played very far into Final Fantasy 2. For those of you who don't know, I have two brothers, and all three of us were big into video games. And so kind of got to a point where we wouldn't play the same game the other ones were playing, with the exception of my one brother, because he's difficult. And so, like, me and my youngest brother, we would play various games and wouldn't play, whatever they were playing, I wouldn't play. And whatever he was playing, I wouldn't play. Unless we finish it, and then, yeah, we swap out. That, and because we would watch each other play, it would kind of like, prototype to Twitch. We'd watch each other play a game we weren't working on. And, yeah, all that fun stuff. But anyway... I think they played Dawn of Souls on the GBA, so yeah, I was going to say, I didn't play very far into that when my brother did, but it was on the Game Boy Advance, so that wouldn't have mattered, because that was when, like, the little handheld systems, bless my mother for everything she had to go through to basically deal with us and all that. She somehow managed to find the money to get each of us our own handheld system, after I bought my own the first time. Which, that was a whole thing. Anyhow. So... Oh my god. For some reason, I don't remember this being this deep when I went through it the first time. But there, right there is the end, right above me. That's my end goal. So, gonna have to dig into whatever ethers I have. But anyway, like I said, so we would try to avoid playing the same games as one another, but we would like help and all that stuff. One of the few times we wouldn't fight, the three of us. So, few being the key word. Oh, can you do that in this one? In some of the previous games, oh yes, you can. I'm saying some of the previous games, you used to be able to swap equipment mid-battle, which I didn't know that until much later into like the games, and you could even go in and use like, is it power staff? Whoops, wrong button. Anyway, one of them, like some of the staves, you could go in and use them as items. Now in the later games they'll break, but you can go in during battle and use them. I'm going to turn off my carry over, continue auto battle off. You could use them, but there's a chance they'd break, and so if that was your best weapon for your mage at that moment, kind of like, you're doomed. And you're done. So which one is the change equipment? Good attack power. Okay, so it's not this one, but there is a weapon called the healing staff, which if you use it in battle, I don't know if they break in this one, but it will cast heal. Ugh. Why is it my two like physical attackers seem to have, well, at least they got what you call it. Why is it those two seem to have the worst, and I have none of the items for that one. Rip. You're kidding me. I don't have stone, what would it be? Stona? I don't have Stona. Oh, rip. Well, guess what we're doing? We are getting GTFO. Is what we are doing. Because I am SOL. I am really SOL. Okay, come on. Let's see if we can get out of here. This makes no sense. Why aren't they attacking them? It's such a shame, because this would be a lot of gil if I felt like I could actually fight them and win. I guess I should use my ether. Now, how do I get? It's up around. Okay. But oh my lord, I can't believe this. Actually, I kind of can. I kind of can. This game does not seem to have very good luck. Should be able to fight off these things at least. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So we'll see what happens here. And I would say I am wrong, but because I don't want to lose my black mage, let's just go ahead and get rid of him, and then we'll run from the rest of the fights. I don't know if a sleeping bag or not a sleeping bag. I don't know if a tent would get rid of that, because I don't want to use another cottage. But no matter which way I look at it, I am going to be heading back to Melmond. You're kidding. I'm going to be heading back to Melmond because I need items. I need ethers. I need antidotes. And softs is what they call them in later games. I can't remember what they're called here. Probably golden needles. At least they have high evade stones. Frick. Oh my god. Thank you. Oh my gosh, that was something else. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that I have to go to work, I would definitely need a drink or a joint after all that. And the only thing I had... Oh no. I thought I had... I was gonna say, I thought I had tents. So this partially restores everything. Let's see if it undoes the status effects. It does not. So well, it can take care of these ones. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna hate to do this to you guys, but since it's not a chair stream, it'll just be whatever's on screen here. After I figure out where I am going, besides insane, I am going to head upstairs long enough to try to make myself another coffee if possible. If not, I'll just come back downstairs, grab the pain meds I need, and yeah, so I'll do that, and then I will be back down after I get here in her time to shine, and for backup. I think they're weak against fire in this one too. I'm not sure. I know my favorite thing about fighting undead monsters, especially in Final Fantasy VI, was the fact that they forgot to remove Doom Train's weakness to that. And so, Phantom Train, whatever it's called. So, instead of suplexing it, I just use a Phoenix down and it's over. One round. And how much money do I have? 28,000. That should be enough, providing this doesn't work. Actually, no. They didn't even restore any of their HP, so we'll see what happens. If it at least restores their HP, I'll be happy. If not... Boy, they really wanted to stick it to you in this old one, didn't they? No! Bad. Stop it. There is no item shop here. Oh, of all the things. 4,000. I've got enough I can get... I'll get one because I got Kiraga. I don't need anything else, but I'll get Viagra. And so now I've got level 5 spell 2, and I will go out, save it, and I am unfortunately going to have to let you guys just kind of debate my stupidity while I go upstairs and do a couple, do that stuff. So I shall return shortly. I shall return shortly. Alrighty, I am back. Now, just let me... Oh, I guess I can't check my lighting, so... Voila, I am here. For all the good it does, yeah. Anyway. Alrighty. So. Just going to check a couple of things here real quick since I'm already taking a break. Essentially, just needed to check a couple of emails to see what's going on. 14. Final Fantasy 14 is having another near collaboration. I was getting ready to say crossover, but well, I guess it's kind of that too. But collaboration is the word I'm looking for. So, alrighty. So, now, an unfortunate part is having to go through and double back to a previous location, which shouldn't be too difficult. Just checking the time here. And by items. So yeah. Think technically the closest place is Alpham. I think. Well, actually, it looks like it'd be Cornelia, which is good because, considering the fact I'm expending spells to get to where I need to go. Put this down so I can see the corner of my screen. I might as well just go here because it's going to be cheaper, to stay in the inn and recover. Because I think it's only 50 gil here. Okay, so first things first. First, I will buy gold needles. I will buy 10, maybe, hopefully. I really hope I don't need that many, but I need some. I will buy 99 ethers. Why not? I will buy 20 more antidotes. I better buy some of these just because I don't know if silence persists after battle. I don't remember. I can buy a few of these. Don't need sleeping bags. Don't need any more cottages. Now I can restore these two dimp sticks, and revive. Or not revive, restore. Thank you very much for anybody who has continued to stick around. Thank you very much for your patience. I do appreciate that because I ran into a couple of different weird things on this one than I did in my previous playthrough, so I am utterly, even though I should know better, I am utterly underprepared. Would you quit dancing around? Um, double check what time it is. I think it was not even 10 after. Oh, it's quarter after. Okay. So I think the end goal is, as much as I wanted to, actually get the Earth crystal, because that was my original thought, was it wasn't going to take this long. I'm probably only going to be able to get to the point where we maybe kill the vampire, and then that will have to be it for today. Just because I have to work early than normal. Usually on Fridays I only work like 4:45 to 9:45 my time. But today, because we had people quit and we're understaffed, in spite of the fact that, I told her flat out, hey boss, my body has a hard time keeping up anymore. Can you not? She decided, no, she cannot not. If that makes sense. So I get to go in earlier than normal and deal with the wonderful, wonderful people around here. So I say that's a pretty freaking tough spider. Okay, south. I mean, there's only the two of them. I really didn't need to cast it, but what the hell. Haku gets so very few chances to shine. Definitely will, though, in the vampire fight. Which makes me realize I should have bought... Or did I? What was the other spell I just bought? Nope, I did not buy this spell. I was going to say, I should have bought them Diaga, and I thought I did, but I realized... Yeah, never mind. Alrighty, so this should be the last delve into here for now. For now being the operative words. Pew pew. Anyway. So. Part of me that's sitting here thinking, it's wrong for me to think that I could do this to help supplement my income. But at the same time, I ain't gonna know unless I give it a good try. My dear friend that essentially encouraged me to do this, he did this for the better part of a year or so before he got anywhere, but he also has a much larger supportive network in certain aspects than I do, and that's because I'm a miserable cow, as I tell everybody at work. And just look on when I say that, especially to like coworkers, boy, I'll be like, am I or am I not a miserable cow? And they're like, no, you're not. And I'm like, boy, do I have you fooled. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, all that aside, I have to give it a go. I have quite a few subscribers from first time I tried, and now I have... You dumb butt, why'd you go in there? I have quite a few now. I have a YouTube channel now too, so that's something that's different from the last time I tried. Plus I've got a good computer, so I just gotta figure out some way to create content, I guess. I don't know. Oh, would you... There we go. So, ooh. Don't mind me, my stomach just told me it is not happy. Which, like the rest of me, I'm miserable. So, I would like to say, though, I appreciate everybody who shows up every time I turn my stream on. Today, maybe not very many of you, because I did not announce in my usual locations that I was streaming today, even though it is on the schedule for me to stream. Still, I do want to thank those of you who've showed up. It does mean a lot to me. I just maybe have a shitty way of expressing it. And that's being generous about it. If you twat don't have a lot of HP, if Black Mage can kill him. I have, so far in my time, never rage quit a game. No, I take that back. I've done that lots when I was younger, but like in recent years, I have not rage quit a game in a while. But if I have that happen again, we are going to be cutting the stream short, because I'm not in the mood today. I can't say that because it's part of the game, but you know, it's one of those situations like, come on, I'm already not looking forward to today. Don't give me any more of a reason to be irritated. So it's got 45 HP, because I believe that's what Vivi hit last time and killed it. Oh, got a gold needle. Always want to try. I think I've mentioned this a million times, but I'll say it again, because, you know, I always try to fight the humanoids, because the humanoid monsters are what give me the most gil. And the ogre chiefs should give me a lot, because they're the next class up from ogre. Must not have much HP left. Monsters. Oh. Oh. Might work out well. It did. Worked out very well. Gold needle. I mean, I don't know. I guess I shouldn't be afraid to let them use their magic more often, since I've got all those ethers, because that's 99 levels that I can refill. Trying to think. Final Fantasy IV is the next one I know for sure, but Final Fantasy IV is the one where you can start. Excuse me. Final Fantasy IV is the one where you can start basically double stacking, triple stacking your items, because unless they change that in the remastered version, I remember when I had Final Fantasy II as it was released in the US, and I would have multiple stacks of potions and whatever else. And would I use them all? Not often. But I had them, in case. Let's see, you stupid bat. Why am I having such a hard time walking? Just checking my time. It's one of those things, I hate to do that, but, I don't want to say I keep myself on a strict schedule, because I thought 45 was its HP. Anyway, I don't keep myself on a strict schedule necessarily, but I do try to allow for, A, B, and C, I guess. Especially because I haven't eaten yet, because of how crappy I felt when I woke up. And so I am going to have to talk to hubby and see if he wants to leave early for at Tim's, because if that's the case, I'll just get something there. Because I can also pay my line of credit I have with local payday place, or if he doesn't feel like it. If he doesn't feel like it, well, then I'll just try to throw something together here, and I'll have to go in and pay my line of... Yeah, I think this is just the only thing here. But pay my line of credit and get that taken care of. And the only reason why I did that was because at the time I needed to pay a tax bill that I owed the Canadian government, because I got that U.S. stimulus, since I file my taxes every year, which reminds me, I need to do those. I need to find all my paperwork, what little bit of it I have, and just hand it over to my tax preparer and be like, here, let me know how much it is, and I should just go and drop it off maybe next week. I have until the end of June because I live abroad, and so I have if I drop it off next week, that will give me a couple paychecks to put the money together, because it's expensive. Because basically the way it works is my person who does my taxes literally writes off my entire income here in Canada, under the way it's written in the tax laws, and so that's it. Like, she writes it all off. I use that for my student loan information, my taxes that I filed, and then that's that for another year. And yeah, so but anyway, as I was saying, it's amazing and how much it costs because of all the paperwork involved, unfortunately. And I don't know why my phone's not shutting off. I only do it really because I've done it all these years prior, and 1,020 gil. I don't want to get hit with the $10,000 fine that can come with 10,000 USD fine that can come with not filing my U.S. taxes. And that's everybody. Even if you've never, based on what I've understood in the past, even if you've never stepped foot in the U.S., even if you didn't know you had a social security number because your parents are Canadian, but they met, say they met in the U.S. and whatever and all that good stuff, and you were born in the U.S., as soon as babies are born in the U.S., they're issued a social security number. Here in Canada, you have to apply for a social insurance number. So there were stories, I don't know how prevalent it still is, of people who've never been in the U.S. having to pay taxes they didn't even know they owed because they've never worked in the U.S. So all things in this world are destined to end in death. The seal cannot be broken, and so the earth shall rot. And yes, that's a terrible whatever, but you cannot alter destiny. Mere mortals cannot kill the undying. Yeah, but we're not mere mortals. We are the crystal gem. No, we are the warriors of light. I mean, close. So. That's probably about the only hit. Oh. Even in my previous playthrough, it took 2 rounds. Wow. I am impressed with my team at that point, or at this point, whichever. Okay, so now, always says this for a key item, Star Ruby. Cures darkness. Three out of 4 ain't bad. And as Meatloaf said, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. So Haku is up to 300 HP. That was pathetic. Okay, so the next stream, this will be where I have to head back to. Yeah. The stone slab is set in the floor. An evil force seems to emanate from within. So I have to go and do another thing before I can actually get into it. And that is when I'll face the first of the... In later games, the concept of called the 4 Fiends, but this is where I'll face the first of them. And that will be the Lich. Because it's the Earth Crystal. And the Earth is dying. Vampire was undead. Blah, 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 blah. So, that's who I'll face first. And then, after that... I think, if I remember the progression properly, after the Lich, I go after the Earth Crystal, I go after the Water, Fire, and then finally the Wind Crystal. Which I don't know why the Wind Crystals almost always last. That just... Anyway, so I need to quit thinking because I'm just sitting here thinking of all the stuff I have to do. Or you gotta level up. Yeehaw. And in regards to that, I mean like gotta do my taxes, my U.S. taxes. I, by right, do need new shoes because I keep wearing my steel toes to work, which, yes, they're not uncomfortable, but I would like to be able to wear sneakers since my job does not technically call for steel toes. Even though I think I'm the only one in my department that wears them because they ask us to move crap that requires us to have steel toes. Ooh, round two. Let's see what I can do. But anyway, I need new pair of just sneakers because my other pair, or the only pair of regular sneakers I have, the sides are tearing out of them because of my fat feet. It's not really the issue with fat feet, but because of how wide my feet are and how I walk, the sides tend to whatever, but I need special shoes because of blah blah blah. Big damage. Big damage. Yo! Anyway. And I don't know how costly they are because I need to go to a special place here in town to talk to them about it. You know, well, how much would it cost for this special pair of shoes that help alleviate the problem I am experiencing? And then on top of that, I've got, I need a brace for this hand is what I need, because I do have one for this one, which I'm not wearing, but I would like to get better fitted brace for this hand, and might as well get it for this one, so that way I can game and draw and whatever else I want to do while wearing it to, cut down the strain from my tendonitis in my carpal tunnel. And then that takes me to I need braces for my ankles because of whatever, the way I walk. And I by right should get braces for my knees. Unless the escape would have been the next round. Anyway, I need braces for my knees because I do have knee problems that I refuse to ever let them operate on. And yeah. Move your flappy flap backside. Oh, finally encountered a troll. Only it was as easy as this to get rid of them in real life. Genji leveled up. Stamina and agility. Okay. Okay. Doesn't really matter, I guess. So. But, it's like, gotta get this, gotta get that, gotta get this, gotta get that. Excuse me, gotta just everything, so. Yeah, this is right, never mind, why am I checking? Tarantula. Yeah, that is tarantula. I was just getting ready to look at it and say, wait, no, that's not right. Tarantella? No, tarantula. So. Finally encountering some of the rarer monsters from down here. Because if I'm not mistaken, in my other playthrough, I ran into these as part of the monsters in the treasure chests. So. Sun's out. I guess it stopped raining for now, at least. Which I hope it's not going to rain a ton off and on today. I don't... Humidity in my hair obviously does not get along, but neither does the, like, air pressure in my... Excuse me, air pressure in my arthritis. So... Meet it out. Okay. So now we got the Star Ruby. Now remember, the giant in that cave loves gemstones. So take this back, give it to him, and voila. But yeah, so go the right way this time. Alrighty, what you gotta say, buddy? You have Star Ruby? Give me Star Ruby and I let you pass. Crunch, munch. Nothing tastes better, or nothing tastier than rubies. I'm gonna have to go with him on that one because I personally don't know. And there is items, or there are items rather, down there, so. Ambushed. We'll put an end to this. Quickly. Okay. Great Axe. 620 gil. And I'm trying to think. I think my only issue with the axe is it doesn't, like, it has a wider range of damage than any of the swords. I can't remember why that is, because there's a wonderful YouTube channel. If you're a big Final Fantasy fan, I strongly suggest them, called Final Fantasy Union, and they talk about, they talk about specifics in regards, that accuracy drop. They talk specifics about, like, the evolution of classes and all sorts of other awesome stuff. And so I would highly recommend them. Just because, like, they're a good channel for 50 gil and Mithril helmet. Because if you like I said, if you like the system, the game series, like I do, you might want to give them a peek in that, because just not classes, they even talk about characters. I know the one that got me hooked on their channel was the one where they talked about Tira, actually. Tira Branford from Final Fantasy VI. And then I found out they did one on Zidane from Final Fantasy IX, and Titus, and Yuna, and so that's primarily what I watch. But I do occasionally watch like seven toughest items to obtain, seven best weapons in the to obtain from the, and they do various series, and then like the evolution of certain spells and classes, which I already mentioned I think twice, so ignore me. Yeah, it's a lot of interesting stuff. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, give them a follow. I would say tell them Crescent Fan Creations sent you, but they don't know who I am, so. Okay, so this is, I think he's like some sort of great sage. Yeah, I can't remember his name, even though they mentioned it a couple times in the other village. Nothing in there. Alrighty. What you got to say, Mr. Sage? So you are the ones who defeated the vampire, eh? He was but a servant. The beast crept in the earth crystal lurks much deeper within the cavern. Here, take the staff with you and use it behind the vampire's chamber. You obtained the earth rod. Restore the crystals to grace. I've only got 15 minutes. So, what we'll do is we will get back to Melmond. How much money do I have? I will buy the spells that my mages need. I will buy them the armlets that they need for their stats. And I will probably call it a little bit earlier than usual. Maybe not earlier than usual, but I will probably call it there after all that. Because the only other thing I would do for the next 15 minutes would be just to grind, because I don't know if I could defeat the Lynch in a timely manner. Or the Lich. So. But that would give me something to, look for. That would give everybody something to look forward to, essentially, in next week's Final Fantasy stream. So Tuesday, for sure, I am not doing any drawing. Tuesday stream, I have to figure out something to play. Might do .hack GU, since I started that one on Sunday. And not sure. I mean, I could start. Well, I could start a number of other games that I have. That does not necessarily bother me, because I could start Hollow Knight. I could start whatever else, but don't want to start too many different games on stream, so I am probably going to settle and do, well, not settle, but I'm probably going to focus on doing .hack GU on Tuesdays and Final Fantasy on Fridays. Ooh, an X potion. Those are hard to come by in this early in the game. So that was well worth it. Granted, I wouldn't use that just yet because nobody has enough HP to really make it worthwhile, essentially. But I'll rest and then save it. That way I don't forget. Um, so that's probably going to be my standard format for the next bit. Is Friday will always be a Final Fantasy game. Um, because after this one, like I said, I don't think they've released Final Fantasy 2 Pixel Remastered yet. But I do have 3 for the after years, 5, 6, 7, and 13. I just haven't had the money to get the other two in that from Steam, and I can stream them. Good chance that everybody's favorite will be in there somewhere. If you like the Final Fantasy series, I guess. Tuesday will be, for the time being, like Dot Hack, and then whatever else I can think of to. That's Dialga's going to come in very handy in that Lich fight. Do slow row. So, and I'll decide the rest of it as we go. Streaming any kind of art will be greatly limited. So if you do enjoy watching me do that, I do apologize. It gets to be a huge pain in the backside. Just because I have so many ideas and then I falter, and so nobody really wants to see that. And so if I have large pieces or detailed pieces, I'll be happy to stream that periodically. More likely than not, what I might wind up doing is switching around the. Yeah, I've only got 10 minutes left. That's not long enough to do that. So I will configure us back out to the title screen. And stretch. Actually, I'll load my other game just for, as I say, shits and giggles. But this is where you can see the eventual advancement, and as you can see, I do have the Earth Crystal. It's lit up, kind of lit up, but no big stat boost of any kind. Even at level 33, which is not that far behind my other game, but this did happen. I am not sure how to access it, like have them access it. There should be a special way, I guess, to actually get them to be able to cast those, because I'll only learn the first 4 levels. So in some cases, double up on the spells because it'll help in a pinch, because it gets, it's like any other JRPG, it gets much more, whatever you want to call it, here as you go. So Beastry is probably pretty. It's gotten pretty good so far. Oh, I was gonna say, why is it saying that I've fought that one? Because I have not. Anyway, it's because of where they're located. I didn't fight that one there. Oh, okay, that's where I fought it. Only 128 different enemies in this entire game. So This is neat. I didn't know this was an option. What does this do? Oh, tells you what's in there. Okay. Anyway, back. Yeah. So, close. All right. And I will turn off my controller because I don't want the battery to die. And we are... Oof. I'm guessing, or I am hopeful, that that was not heard. Although I'm trying to figure out why my restream says I've only been live for an hour when my when I've actually been live for almost 2 hours. That's very strange. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I guess I'm going to have to double check my YouTube channel when I get a chance to see what it's doing. But anyway, so thank you for those of you who came to watch me. I greatly appreciate it. I really do. You know, I unfortunately just don't have... Oh, I had dropped frames at some point. Probably something to do with Steam again. Probably auto updates. That might be why it did that. Anyway, so yeah. That's what I was doing. Okay. So yeah, thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Any likes, follows, subscribes, you know, via YouTube or Twitch is appreciated. Trying to, you know, do something. Anyway. Thank you very much for watching me today, and I will see you guys on Tuesday for .hackgu Rebirth, Last Recoded. In the meantime, stay safe, take care out there, and I will catch you later.